want to learn to fire our hamstring or our glutes to be the prime mover, then our lower back really shouldn't be doing much work, and we can get really strong hamstrings and glutes, and they should be the one helping us with our lifts, and that way our lower back can stay nice and healthy. So doing some good mornings are a really great way to train that movement pattern, to train our glutes really to be the prime movers and our hamstrings, and our lower back shouldn't feel like it's made out of glass anytime we're picking up something heavy or doing deadlifts or doing squats. But when we're doing good mornings, there's a couple things that I want to go over so that you can train some heavy good mornings and really feel it in just your glutes and hamstrings and not your lower back. So with an empty barbell, putting it on your back, if you can sit it a little bit lower on your back, it might not be comfortable at first, so sit it a little bit higher, but learning to get it down a little bit lower on your scaps or your shoulder blades is going to improve your bar path a little bit. The second thing I want to do is I want to come so that the center of my feet is almost in line with the bar. And I'm going to use that as a guide so that I'm not coming forward in my good morning, but really what I'm doing is locking my ribcage down so I don't lead with overextension. So I lock my ribcage down, and then I'm working on the bar path, should be going straight down. So I should not be coming forward and hitting the bars. I want the barbell on my back to stay over the center of my feet. So I'm gonna take that big breath, lock my ribcage down, press my hips back without going into overextension and without going into flexion and without the bar coming forward and hitting the poles. But just can I brace and can the bar come straight down? I'm keeping my knees back, so I'm keeping a good morning. I'm not letting my knees come forward and turning into a squat pattern. And I'm just seeing how low can I go with my mobility while keeping the bar over the center of my feet. And then as I come out of it, I want to make sure I'm squeezing my glutes. So it feels like I'm trying to get the bar to go backwards, but it should just be moving in a straight line. It should be going straight down, staying over the highest part of my arch. Squeeze the glutes to come out of it. So if you work on your good mornings so that bar's moving in a straight line and not coming forward and hitting the pole, then you can really work on training your hamstrings and your glutes, really mainly your glutes, to be the prime mover to create that hip extension. We're also working on locking that ribcage down before we start so that we don't lead with overextension. And you might have to work on both those separately if you have a problem going to overextension, starting your deadlift or your squat or your good morning. You might just have to work on that wall hip hinge, locking that ribcage down first so that you don't lead with overextension. Then once you can do that really well, then using some poles to block your bar path so that bar moves straight down over your frontal plane or the highest part of your arch so that you're not coming forward, which really just means you're going into flexion with your back, which is how most people do good mornings. So if you do good mornings correctly, you can go super heavy and you can really train really strong hamstrings and glutes, and that will protect your lower back and help you to have a healthy, strong, pain-free lower back because you're getting really strong hamstrings and glutes and using those to be your prime mover. So grab a barbell, have somebody watch you while you're doing it, have a coach watch you while you're doing it to make sure that you're keeping your knees back and keeping a good morning, not starting by overextending from the lower back, and that the bar path is moving straight down and not coming forward. And that's the good morning. So practice that. Let me know if you have any questions.